Let's get right into it. Number 10, the restaurant rumble. You walk into a trendy new restaurant, eager for a quiet, intimate dinner, only to find yourself screaming across the table at your date just to be heard. The music is thumping, the crowd is roaring, and the clatter of plates sounds like a percussive symphony of chaos. Why? For the love of all that is holy, do so many establishments seem determined to make communication an extreme sport? Turns out, the level of ambient noise in a restaurant isn't just an accident, it's often a calculated maneuver, whether consciously or unconsciously. Research suggests that moderate levels of background noise around 50-70 decibels, think a busy coffee shop, can actually boost creativity and abstract thinking. But crank that volume dial past 70, and things get weird. Very loud music, especially fast-paced, high-energy tunes, can actually make you eat faster. Your brain, overwhelmed by the auditory assault, prioritizes the basic act of shoveling food into your face. And the faster the beat, the faster you chew and swallow. Plus, the difficulty in conversation pushes people to focus on their meal, arguably increasing food sales. And here's the kicker. Loud environments can also make you drink more. Your brain, a little stressed out by the racket, might seek comfort in another glass of wine, or a swift pint to numb the auditory onslaught. So, that vibrant atmosphere that makes you shout, it's probably just tricking you into a hurried meal and a bigger bar tab. Your ears are saying ouch, but your wallet is saying ka-ching. Number 9, the power of the bass drop. You're at a concert, the bass vibrating through your chest, making your teeth rattle and your internal organs do a little dance. Or maybe you're just driving, and that subwoofer in the car next to you is making your entire vehicle rattle. Ever notice how low frequency sounds, particularly deep bass, can have such a profound physical and emotional effect on you? It's not just about the volume. Our brains and bodies are incredibly sensitive to these deep rumblings, partly because they're linked to primal experiences. In nature, low frequency sounds often signal large, powerful events. An approaching storm, an earthquake, or the footsteps of a massive predator. They're felt as much as they're heard, resonating through bone and tissue. This deep, guttural thrum can trigger a sense of awe, excitement, or even fear. In music, a powerful bass line can literally induce a feeling of groove, making you want to move and dance. Even if you have 2 left feet, it taps into something ancient, something that bypasses your conscious thought and goes straight to your limbic system, the emotional core of your brain. It's why clubs pump out that chest-thumping bass, why movie soundtracks use deep, resonant tones for suspense, and why some cars rattle your fillings. Your primitive brain is still trying to figure out if that low rumble is a party or an impending dinosaur attack, and it usually opts for dance, just in case. Number 8. The alarm clock annoyance. That piercing, relentless shriek that rips you from the gentle embrace of REM sleep every single morning. The jarring, anxiety-inducing noise that makes you want to throw your phone across the room. We all have that love-hate relationship with our alarm clocks, but have you ever considered just how deeply that specific sound manipulates your very first moments of consciousness? Unlike gradually waking up to natural light or soft sounds, a sudden, high-pitched alarm yanks your brain from a state of deep rest directly into a fight-or-flight response. Your body immediately floods with cortisol, the stress hormone, and adrenaline. Your heart rate spikes, your blood pressure rises, and your brain goes into emergency mode. It's literally responding as if a predator just burst into your cave. This isn't just unpleasant. Consistently starting your day with this jolt of stress can contribute to chronic anxiety and even impact your cognitive function over time. You're essentially training your brain to associate waking up with an immediate threat. And then, when you hit snooze, you're creating a bizarre cycle of mini stress jolts, repeatedly shocking your system. Your brain, still foggy from sleep, struggles to adapt, leading to that groggy, disoriented feeling known as sleep inertia. So, while you think your alarm clock is just a necessary evil for punctuality, it's actually a tiny, tyrannical sound wave that's subtly sabotaging your morning and teaching your brain to dread the start of every single day. Number 7. The siren's call of the supermarket. You walk into a grocery store, minding your own business, with a clear list in hand. 20 minutes later, you're leaving with a cart full of impulse buys you didn't need, including that giant bag of gourmet potato chips and a singing animatronic fish. What sorcery is this? It's not magic, it's a carefully orchestrated auditory assault. Supermarkets are masters of sound manipulation, from the subtle, upbeat, almost subliminal background music to the strategically placed beeps and boops. Your shopping experience is being steered more than you know. Studies show that slower tempo music, particularly classical or easy listening jazz, encourages customers to linger longer in stores. More lingering means more browse, and more browse means more impulse purchases. Your brain, feeling relaxed by the mellow tunes, takes its sweet time, letting its guard down against tempting displays. Conversely, faster, more energetic music might be used in areas where quick turnover is desired, like checkouts. Then there are the sounds of fresh produce being misted, the subtle hum of refrigerators, the distinct thump of a perfectly ripe melon, all designed to subconsciously signal freshness and quality. Even the constant beeping of scanners and the occasional announcement create a bustling, active atmosphere that encourages spending. Your brain, tricked by the soothing sonic backdrop, assumes everything is fine and dandy, ignoring the fact that you just bought enough artisanal cheese to feed a small village. It's like your auditory cortex is being gently lulled into a trance, whispering sweet nothings about consumerism straight into your wallet. Number 6. The ASMR whisper trap. You're scrolling online, feeling a bit stressed, when you stumble upon a video of someone softly whispering into a microphone, crinkling a potato chip bag, or gently tapping on a wooden surface. Suddenly, a tingling sensation erupts on your scalp, travels down your spine, and floods you with a wave of unexpected relaxation. Welcome to the bizarre world of ASMR, Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. While not everyone experiences it, for those who do, certain soft, repetitive sounds trigger a physiological response that can be incredibly soothing and even euphoric. Psychologically, it's believed to tap into our innate need for comfort and safety. These sounds often mimic the gentle, non-threatening noises associated with personal attention, grooming, or quiet, focused activity. Think of a parent whispering to a child, or the soft rustle of leaves in a safe environment. Your brain interprets these subtle auditory cues as signals of tranquility and security, releasing feel-good neurochemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. The irony, we're now intentionally seeking out these fabricated sounds, often from complete strangers on the internet, to induce a state of relaxation that our overstimulated modern lives rarely provide naturally. It's a testament to how profoundly sound can bypass our rational thought and directly manipulate our emotional state. So, the next time you find yourself utterly captivated by the sound of someone meticulously folding laundry, just remember, your brain is basically being tickled into submission by a symphony of gentle domesticity. Number 5. The sonic weaponry of silence. You might think silence is golden, the ultimate escape from the cacophony of modern life. But what if I told you that absolute, pure silence can be one of the most unsettling, even terrifying, auditory experiences your brain can endure? Take, for example, an anechoic chamber, a room designed to absorb all sound reflections, creating a near-perfect silence. People who spend time in these chambers often report disorienting and deeply uncomfortable sensations. You start to hear your own bodily functions, the blood rushing in your ears, your stomach gurgling, your heartbeat thumping like a drum. Your brain, starved of external auditory input, starts to compensate. It can begin to generate its own sounds, leading to auditory hallucinations, or it heightens your awareness of internal sounds to an almost unbearable degree. For our ancestors, true silence in nature was almost always a warning sign. It meant a predator was near, holding its breath, or that something unnatural and dangerous was afoot. A healthy environment was full of the sounds of life. Rustling leaves, chirping birds, distant animal calls. The absence of these sounds would have signaled extreme danger. So, while you crave quiet to escape the urban din, your primal brain interprets absolute silence not as peace, but as an eerie void, a sensory deprivation experiment designed to make you deeply uneasy. It's like your brain is screaming, "Where is everyone? Are we about to be eaten?" Even when you're just trying to enjoy a moment of peace and quiet. Number 4. The ding of digital addiction. You're trying to focus, maybe write that incredibly important report, or just enjoy a book, but then it happens. Ding. A notification lights up your phone. A subtle sound that signals a new email. A fresh like on your social media post, or a text message, and just like a Pavlovian dog, your attention immediately snaps to that device, disrupting your flow, pulling you away from whatever you are doing. This isn't just annoying, it's a meticulously engineered auditory cue designed to exploit your brain's reward system. Each ding isn't just a sound, it's a tiny promise of novelty, social connection, or even validation. Your brain releases a little hit of dopamine, that feel-good neurotransmitter, every time you hear it, anticipating the reward of new information. For our ancestors, being alert to novel sounds was crucial for survival. A new rustle in the grass, a distinct call from a fellow tribe member, these signals demanded immediate attention. Our brains evolved to prioritize new information, especially if it hinted at danger or opportunity. But in the digital age, this ancient wiring is being weaponized. Every app developer knows that a carefully crafted notification sound can grab your attention and pull you back into their ecosystem. The constant interruption fragments your focus, reduces your attention span, and makes deep, sustained cognitive work incredibly difficult. You might think you're just quickly checking, but each ding forces your brain to context switch, a mentally draining process that costs you time and mental energy. So, that seemingly innocuous notification sound, it's not just a polite reminder, it's a cunning psychological trigger, turning you into a perpetually distracted, dopamine-chasing digital zombie. Number 3. The white noise paradox. You can't sleep. The city hums outside your window. Or maybe your noisy neighbors are doing their nightly interpretive dance routine. So, you turn on a white noise machine, a fan, or a playlist of sleep sounds, hoping to drown out the world and usher yourself into blissful slumber. And often, it works. White noise, pink noise, brown noise, these sounds, which essentially contain all frequencies at equal intensity, create a sound masking effect. They help your brain to not register sudden, distracting noises by providing a constant, predictable auditory blanket. It's like putting a sonic duvet over your ears. For our ancestors, continuous, non-threatening background sounds like a steady rain or the gentle flow of a stream could signal safety and calm, allowing them to relax their vigilance. The brain, if it's not being startled by abrupt changes, can lower its guard and transition into sleep. However, there's a subtle manipulation at play here. While these sounds help you sleep, they can also make you dependent on them. Your brain can adapt to needing this specific auditory environment to quiet down, making it harder to fall asleep in truly silent or naturally varied soundscapes. It also means you might be inadvertently training your brain to ignore its own internal signals for sleep, relying instead on an external auditory crutch. It's like needing background music just to walk down the street. It helps, sure. But what happens when the music stops? Your brain might just decide that silence is too loud, making you forever reliant on that artificial sonic cocoon. Number 2. The perceptual filling in of phantom rings. You're walking down the street, maybe sitting in a quiet room, and you could swear you just heard your phone ring or vibrate. You instinctively reach for it, pull it out, only to find nothing. No call, no text, no notification. Just the cold, hard reality of an empty screen. This phantom ring or phantom vibration phenomenon is incredibly common, and it's a fascinating example of how your brain fills in auditory gaps, sometimes incorrectly. Your brain is a prediction machine, constantly trying to make sense of the world with incomplete information. It anticipates sensory input based on past experiences and expectations. Given how often our phones ring or vibrate, and how attuned we are to those specific sound sensations, your brain creates a strong neural pathway that associates the presence of your phone with these alerts. When you're in a noisy environment, or even just deep in thought, your brain might interpret ambiguous auditory input like a distant hum, a rustle of clothing, or static as the faint sound of your phone. It's a form of auditory pareidolia. Similar to seeing faces in clouds, your brain is so accustomed to and primed for that specific sound that it literally fills in the missing information, creating a perception that isn't actually there. For our ancestors, this better safe than sorry approach to ambiguous signals was vital. Was that a predator's growl or just the wind? Best to assume it was a growl. But in the modern world, it just means you look a bit silly constantly checking your silent phone. A testament to how deeply those little electronic dings have hijacked your primal auditory vigilance system. Your brain is just trying to be helpful, but it's gotten a little too good at anticipating the digital noise. Number 1, the unsettling hum of infrasound. You know that creeping feeling you get sometimes? That inexplicable sense of dread, anxiety, or unease, even when there's no obvious reason for it. It might not be your imagination, or even a bad burrito. It could be infrasound, a low-frequency sound that's below the range of human hearing, typically below 20 Hz. We can't consciously hear it, but our bodies can definitely feel it. Think about the deep rumble of distant thunder, the slow oscillation of ocean waves, or the hum of large machinery. These all contain infrasound components, and your body is incredibly receptive to these frequencies. Why does this matter? Because infrasound has been linked to a variety of unsettling psychological and physiological effects. At certain frequencies, it can cause feelings of pressure in the chest, anxiety, sorrow, extreme sadness, or even feelings of being haunted. Some researchers believe that naturally occurring infrasound like that produced by strong winds, seismic activity, or even large animals might have contributed to ancient superstitions about ghosts or malevolent spirits. Your primitive brain, encountering these inaudible vibrations, couldn't rationalize them and instead attributed them to something supernatural or threatening. It's a sensory input that bypasses your conscious auditory processing and directly triggers your limbic system, the part of your brain responsible for emotions and fear. In modern environments, infrasound can be produced by ventilation systems, heavy traffic, wind turbines, or even badly designed speaker systems. So, that vague sense of discomfort you feel in certain buildings, or that unexplained malaise you get in a particular area, it might not be bad vibes, it might just be the unseen, unheard, low-frequency hum vibrating your eyeballs and making your internal organs subtly resonate. Your body is screaming danger, while your conscious mind is just wondering why you suddenly feel like crying over a slightly flat soda. It's the ultimate auditory manipulation, operating entirely beneath your radar, turning your environment into a silent, unsettling orchestra of unease. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.